worse when I'm without you? Does that mean that I'm going to hell? Or are you thinking them as well? Whoa. When I'm lonely, all the corners of my mind start racing. Things that should be kept in the basement, spend my time trying to erase them. But when you hold me in the fantasy, it's so convincing. I shouldn't think the things I'm thinking, but now I've gone and let them sink in. The more that I push them away, the more that you're stuck in my brain, the more I mentally undress. Like confess, I get dirty thoughts about you. They get worse when I'm without you. Does that mean that I'm going to hell? Or are you thinking them as well?
Hello and welcome to an immersive and unique experience. From Hyperion Midnight to the Neogenian Dawn, we continue this journey together. I thank you for joining me, fellow travelers. This is the voice of the Neogenian Whisper, and your host, Mark Vanderpool. Tonight, we return to an original work of contemporary fiction by yours truly, The Barber of Deadsville. In last week's introduction, I made a little goof. I told you were getting parts 1 and 2, and then produced the final cut without part 2. Possibly it happened because I handle the intros and outros as separate files from the main content, and I got into a rush to get it finished. Possibly it happened because aliens have been experimenting with the relationship between the physical brain and conscious phenomenological experience on me. Alternative hypotheses, you decide. In the meantime, I give you, without further delay, The Barber of Deadsville, Part 2. Every act is communion. Welcome to my story. Part 2. Every act is communion. I guess I should never have been in a client-centered business. Sometimes I could make my mouth push out the silly things people say to get by. How's your mother? How are the kids? Love your new fake tribal tattoo and your Turbo Miyamoto hatchback in metallic coriander green. It's gorgeous. Oh, don't worry. This iron should singe your hair. Burnt is the new raspberry. Or, holy shit, what the knockers on that, babe. You know, some dumb things just slip out when you've got a Tourette's spectrum disorder. But nobody forgives a dumb or sexist remark they'd never say themselves. Your neurological tic hand delivers a form of superiority they didn't need to earn. You are forever one of those people. In the awkward silence after the wrong words pop out, despite the banal hiss of scattered small talk, the hum of safe ho-hum where ordinary people thrive, white trash hip-hop and stylized chick talk punctuated to a backbeat of blow-dryers, all of it tuned to the frequency of bad but distant radio sounds, thunderous and static-filled, those sounds you sometimes hear pounding from people's cars late at night, even in your sleep. That distant thud of altered heartbeats and ears with deep scar tissue, what my 12th grade English teacher might have called a declaration of amplitude without significance or aesthetic appeal. Sounds that remind you of human life but don't evoke your care for it. I had to care for it, this almost human life. I had to compose my words in advance. I had to say things that met each moment in an appropriate way, but also went beyond it. Tombstone words for just any time at all that someone in the future could find my papers but not my pulse. Sit in silence like a deranged monk. Without sin, every act is communion. Other words came along too, not so momentous, but still shaped with care. Good at any volume, released from bondage, words set free like a clutch of carrier pigeons. For some situations, I carry notes in my pockets. I am going to the dentist today, for example, and he will lecture me while I'm fat-lipped, sedated, and dental-damned. "There's a chance we can save this one," he will say triumphantly. "But if today's work doesn't hold, extraction will be the only option." And I'll reach in my pocket for crisp, perfect words. "Extraction is what I'm used to," my note will say. "How much will this cost?" "Yes, but prevention is better," he'll say. Back from between perfect teeth, perfect, shining, white, immortal teeth will tell me, "You should have come in sooner." The next note is simple and good for many occasions. It says, "I was broke." On the note I pull from my pocket, this comes across so much better than the way most people say it from a dental chair. The message gets delivered in a dignified way at least, and all of my notes are sharpied, big and bold, and look crisp, chiseled, ironed like business shirts, my notes, blessed like virgins, my notes, and dry as a dental dam when first stretched on, dry as an unlubed contraceptive, my friends, so pure and unstained. "I'm sorry," the perfect teeth will say, "but we do have a payment plan. When we're finished, Karen up front can show you options for how to apply." I reach into another pocket for this one, a hidden pocket. This note. It says, "Credit problems, repossessions, foreclosures, no problem. Call beggar and broker, attorneys at law." My dentist, his lips curling up, his perfect teeth, they say, "Do you have a note or advertisement crammed into your pockets for anything I tell you?" My fingers know just what to tell him back, and no, I mean more than just the middle finger. I mean, this note's been folded into my shirt pocket since morning coffee. It says, "The comprehensive and preventative plan you outlined on my last visit totaled more money than I made all year." Sometimes people smile when you have just the right note waiting for them, and sometimes they cry a little bit. Sometimes both. My dentist, he's a both kind of guy. Besides perfect teeth, he's got tear ducts that work on demand. He could be in a soap opera, my dentist. Give me some credit, though. Having an excellent note already composed in advance, it says, "I was thinking about you." There are good reasons to make a whole batch of notes, and some of those good reasons include those times when you might be mute with panic. Roadside patrol officer says, "Sir, have you been drinking tonight?" The leftover dental note says, "Only soda. It's not too sugary, is it?" From underneath his badly groomed mustache, the officer says, "Are you unable to speak?" My next note might not tell him. It says, "How much does bridge work cost?" Admittedly, it's not a perfect system. The mustache says, "Could I see your license, please?" The dental note says, "Could I pay in installments?" "Sir, I haven't even written you a ticket yet." The gapped mustache wriggles with fury. "I need to see your license and registration, please. Also, I need to see proof of insurance." The next note from the medical dental emergency pocket says, "Would you accept a bargain rate policy from Anthem?" "I need to see your car insurance, sir." says the wiggling, lopped-up caterpillar piehole, not your medical insurance. My next note, it makes him a perfect mixture of pissed off and confused. That's my favorite. It says, I need a lot of things I don't have. I am not rich like a dentist. Sir, he says through the mustache, could you step out of the car, please? Oh no, oh no, oh no. I panic. I hear myself verbalizing as if from a great distance. Mustache says, you just spoke to me out loud. I thought the notes were because you couldn't speak. This is when you reach for the real emergency notes, the notes you would keep in a pocket-sized New Testament if you were religious. And this is where we pause, fellow travelers. We are at the end of part 2, for real this time. To find out about emergency notes that are so good, they are almost holy, you'll have to join us this time next week for part 3 of the Barber of Deadsville, the luckiest man alive. Please like, share, subscribe, and drop a little something in the tip jar if you can. It helps us keep going. Look for links to PayPal in the description. Your patronage means a lot. Once again, thank you for being here, and thanks for being you. This adventure would not be the same without you.